It is love story, and Taylor Swift just had hers. She said yes. She and her new fiance, Travis Kelce, posted these engagement photos on their Instagram accounts, and everyone here is married. I have a feeling the tour is coming.
Yep.
All right, Scott.
I think my advice to Travis is that he has to remember that in this particular relationship, he's not the MVP. He's more like the kicker. Like, we're never going to hear about you unless you mess up something up.
Shocking. So you each have 30 seconds to tell us what marriage advice you have to make it a perfect love story for this Romeo and Juliet. Sochi, you're up.
Being each other's cheerleader. They're already doing that. We need more of that, and we need him to support her.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce just got engaged, and within hours, the offers to host their wedding started pouring in from around the globe. But here's the twist. This isn't just about love. It's a branding battlefield. Imagine billion-dollar companies fighting for one wedding aisle. Who stands out as the front runner? Surprisingly, Martha Stewart, the queen of champagne selfies and farm chic ceremonies, has already made her move. So how did a domestic goddess crash the biggest pop culture love story of the decade?
The world pop superstar Taylor Swift is officially engaged. Indeed, Swift posting these photos to her Instagram just moments ago. Yeah, there it is.
I
These
can't
loved
believe
up
it.
photos, as they call it, right?
Oh, I feel like we've all been waiting for this.
I think that's actually kind of funny.
I mean, how many of us have been just waiting on pins and needles for this moment?
The whole Taylor Swift world, all the Swifties, right?
I mean, wow. It's just, God, they've been together, I mean, since what, 2023?
Yeah.
And that was after Kelce expressed interest.
You can see her now fiance, also Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis
Beautiful.
Kelce. Down on one knee, Swift captioned the post, quote, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married."
So
By the end of this video, you're gonna see why she may actually pull it off. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video.
Standing outside the bedroom window with the boombox up.
the podcast gave this the world, the
like the ring.
couple,
That's really
the couple
pretty.
that the world needed.
Listen,
Keeps giving.
We can't wait for the wedding. That's going to be the next big news.
Oh, man. And then her album, of course. And dating Swift on his podcast, new heights. Look at the podcast coming through with the, it's like an official lifelong moment here with that podcast brought.
Indeed, it is what she's been writing about, that whole big grand
That's
gesture
right.
of love.
Ellie?
I believe in these kids. I think they're going to make it, and I think they're going to be together for a long time. And someday they will have kids of their own. And my advice when that happens is you have to have a united front, because these kids, by the time they're 18 months old, they're going to suss out the weak link.
Hours after the Swift-Kelce engagement went public, wedding proposals flew in from every direction like it was Black Friday at a bridal expo. Resorts started sending out press releases, designers tried to claim they already had dresses lined up, and even random luxury destinations were desperate to attach their name to this event. But while everyone else scrambled for attention, Martha Stewart sat calmly on Instagram, sipping champagne like she had already been crowned the winner. In a perfectly timed post, she raised her glass with the caption, "Nectar of the Gods," as if she wasn't just drinking, she was auditioning. And honestly, it worked. In a sea of chaos, she looked like the person already in charge of seating charts.
A very delicate moment happening in the summertime of August during daylight, surrounded by flowers right there in the garden. From the anti-hero to fiance, definitely no bad blood here. Also, of course, you can see Taylor Swift just absolutely glowing right here. Certainly not a cruel summer for Taylor Swift, knowing this all too well. Without leaving a blank space on Instagram, announcing her engagement to Travis Kelce. TMZ learning that the engagement ring is an old mine brilliant cut style from her lover. And reaction, no doubt, as you can imagine, pouring in right here.
Celebrity weddings are not weddings anymore. They're global events with millions of moving parts. Hotels compete to be the honeymoon destination. Designers fight for dress exclusivity, and companies you wouldn't expect suddenly pitch themselves for some angle. A florist in Paris will write a public letter on Instagram. A venue in Dubai will offer to close for a month just to host them. And even Vegas chapels start tweeting at the couple like they're part of the conversation. It becomes less about celebration and more about corporate campaign strategies. And no couple comes with bigger pressure than these two. Taylor Swift sells out stadiums worldwide with ease, and Travis Kelce represents the NFL's golden boy status. Put that together, and you have a wedding expected to rival the Super Bowl halftime show. Of course, with that kind of hype comes impossible expectations. Fans expect Swift's fairy tale vibe, football audiences want Kelce's bold personality represented, and the brands circling the event just want their logo somewhere in the mix. It's like trying to have a quiet dinner with friends, but every restaurant in the world is sending you free menus and insisting their tables are the best. Too many cooks in the wedding kitchen, and at least half of them don't know how to actually cook. That's why Stewart's champagne stunt mattered. It wasn't noise, it was a signal. Because here's what happened next. Stewart didn't just stop with champagne. She later suggested her Bedford farm as the wedding spot, not in an over-the-top press release, but in her own effortlessly controlled way. Instead of sounding desperate, it sounded natural, like she was casually inviting friends over for dinner. That's the kind of flex you can only pull when you've already spent decades building an empire on elegance. She framed herself not as a hired gun wedding planner, but as the face of timeless celebrations. Every other offer looked like noisy marketing. Martha's looked like stability. Compare that with what else was floating around. There were strip clubs pitching themselves for Kelce's bachelor party, international resorts hinting at once-in-a-lifetime sponsorship deals, and brands trying to get free clout online by yelling, "Pick us." It's the celebrity version of 20 guys fighting over the same seat on a bus. No one looks classy except the one person who doesn't shove. That was Stewart. She just raised a glass and waited, and social media ate it up because it made sense. If anyone could keep the circus orderly while still pulling off a billion-dollar wedding, it was her. Martha has always thrived on chaos by reshaping it into authority. Remember, she's the woman who once turned a prison sentence into part of her story, only to bounce back with cookbooks, TV deals, and even a friendship with Snoop Dogg. She knows how to take headlines and make them classy, or at least marketable, which in this case is almost the same thing. Big birthdays, corporate launches, high-profile dinners, every time there's buzz, she finds a way to anchor it in style. That makes her different from opportunists chasing clout. This is her actual lane. The real tension now isn't about how many people want in, but who could realistically pull it off without turning the whole thing into a tacky sponsorship marathon. And when you look at it through that lens, Stewart begins to feel like the only option who scales with the expectations but still understands subtlety. She can keep things editorial rather than commercial, which for Swift and Kelce is crucial if they don't want their wedding trending for the wrong reasons. So when Martha casually toasted with her Nectar of the Gods post, it wasn't just celebratory content, it was branding, smart branding, and possibly the opening move of her campaign to quietly run the biggest celebrity wedding of the decade. This wedding isn't just about Taylor and Travis saying, "I do." It's a global branding contest wearing a white dress. And somehow Martha Stewart is already out front by doing the least, but getting the most attention. A glass of champagne did more for her than an international PR blitz has done for everyone else. The crazy part is all these offers show how celebrity culture feeds itself like an endless buffet. The question now, does Martha actually land this gig, or does the circus spin until it crashes? Because if the engagement is this wild, the wedding could be ridiculous.